Hi guys, welcome back. So Wales have got a team out. The Six Nations have started now. This is for the Wales versus Ireland game. But only 3 changes from the November team we saw under Pivac. But lots of changes on the bench, and I'm sure we'll see more rotations as the Six Nations goes on, because that's what Gatland said he would do. We've obviously got our new attacking system under Alex King, the new defensive system under Mike Forshaw. Half the squad's from the Ospreys, so let's see what's going to happen. It's going to be absolutely fascinating. Now, Gatland has gone for a smattering of youngsters in the team, but generally it looks like he's gone for the experienced old heads rather than chucking in too many youngsters. And with Ireland coming to town, maybe that's the way to go. Get the old heads in there, a really solid start. Do you think that's the right call, or should he have played more youngsters? And if you haven't already, please do play the Pint Predictor game. Download the FanZoo app, put in the code ANALYST, play against me and the other viewers. And if you have a half-decent weekend on predictions, you should win a Guinness, obviously over 18s, drink responsibly, all of that good stuff. Details on the side. Get involved in that. Hundreds of you have already. It should be absolutely great. Now, looking at this Welsh team, starting from the back, we've got Lee Halfpenny, surely going to be going over 100 caps soon. One of Gatland's old guard. To be fair, under Pivac, he was injured a lot of the time. I think Liam Williams is fit, if you like, but he hasn't trained much. Halfpenny's carrying a niggle as well, so maybe those two will swap over. Certainly Williams is probably the standby player. Who's going to kick at goal? Well, I'd have said that's a bit of a toss-up, but if Halfpenny's got a niggle, it's probably going to be bigger. The wings, you've gone for the more powerful Adams on one wing and then the more agile Dyer on the other wing, with Cuthbert on the bench, so plenty of wing options. And I like the look of the centres. This was the way I'd selected them in my previous video. Joe Hawkins there, his second cap, going with George North. I think it's a good combo. Hawkins, sure, he's a big guy like Jamie Roberts, but he's more of a ball handler as well. So there's lots of variation can be made on the attack. Alex King will have a field day with Hawkins, I'm sure, and the big George North outside. I really like the look of it. I mean, it could well be the pairing that goes through to the World Cup. Halfbacks, Thomas Williams, Dan Biggar, they're my 2 preferred halfbacks, so I think it's a good call. Anscombe could have put pressure on, but I think he's injured. And I like the call of Owen Williams on the bench. He's in good form, and even though he hasn't got many caps, I think he could come on and play like an experienced international. The front row is Gareth Thomas, then the captain, Ken Owens. Thomas Francis is at tight head. Many of you said that Lewis shouldn't be starting, and indeed he's bumped down to the bench. We don't see Brown though. Carey's on the bench as well. I think maybe it's his time now. He was the next big thing. He's a little bit older now, a bit more mature. He could be very good. A very experienced hooker on the bench as well in Baldwin. Is he a world-beating hooker? I'm not so sure. Let me know if you think that's a good call. In the second rows, he has indeed gone for my selection of putting Alwyn Jones straight back in there. All 155 caps of him. They are the experienced second row, so I think it's logical. Jack Morgan retains at 6, was fantastic in the autumn, and he's going to want to continue that form with the new boss, the go-to big ball carrier and line breaker. Tipperick has just held off Rafael. Many of you wanted Rafael to play at 7, but it's still Tipperick. Incredibly skillful, maybe lost a touch in the athletic stakes. Let's see if Rafael can overtake him. Talupi Faletau is easily the out-and-out number 8, the best number 8 in the squad, so he starts there. Then on the bench, we've mentioned the front row. Baldwin, a surprise recall there at hooker. Carey and Lewis, the props. And it's David Lewis, who's the second row replacement. He's got a cap, he's a youngster, big lad, but the main thing I like about him is his temperament. He gets stuck in for Exeter. He looks like he absolutely loves the tussle. Someone who's going to be kind of in Alwyn Jones's mould, and I think he's going to be absolutely fine and not fazed by internationals. That's my take on it. What's yours? Tommy Rafael sees off probably Chris Schwinzer for that spot of the back row, which is fair enough, but amazing that you can leave someone of his talent out of the squad, but I'm sure we will see him. As Gatland said, they will rotate. Then a bit of a surprise, Rhys Webb is back in. It looks like he's going for experience, so he can bring on Rhys Webb and Owen Williams, who, like I said, Owen Williams has only got 3 caps, but he will play like an experienced player, so Wales have had a problem of melting a little bit mentally at the end of 2022, so maybe when you bring on those two, they're not going to lose that control. Maybe that's the idea. And then the outside back on the bench is Alex Cuthbert. They obviously think they've got enough flexibility. Owen Williams, I guess, could play 12. You could play Adams as well in different positions. So they think they've got enough flexibility to put a out-and-out winger on the bench. So let me know what you think of that team. It looks like he's going for a bit of experience for this first game. Be very hard to beat. Be mentally strong. Is it the right call? And are the youngsters the right ones that you want in there? Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you next time.